Welcome to Medicare School Daily, where we help you understand Medicare, save money, avoid mistakes, and above all else, get the most out of your Medicare benefits. Now, today's topic is how to create a ssa.gov account. If you're getting ready to go on Medicare or on Social Security or both of those, you are going to need a ssa.gov account. So I'm going to show you today very easy 10 steps that will help you to set up this account. Number one, you will go to ssa.gov, and over here you'll see where it says sign in or sign up. So if you already have a username and password, you would sign in, but if you do not, you're going to sign up. So you'll click on that button, and that's going to take you to an option where you can actually set up a ssa.gov account. This block here is for attorneys and for other businesses. That's for other government type services. So this is the one you want to click on, the My SSA. And then once you've done that, you're going to then create an account. And so you'll put here, create account. Now again, if you already have one, you'll put your username and password there. But if you do not, we'll let them know that we're going to create an account. And we'll have to, of course, agree to the terms of the service. You'll push next. And then that takes us to step number 5. Here, we're going to give them some personal information. Your name, your social security number, your date of birth, and your address. Now this next part is very, very important. They're going to ask you a question if you would like to add extra security, and it says this: you may add an extra level of security to your account by entering an upgrade code that we will send you in the mail. And so my advice to you is I would say no, you do not need an extra level of security. I believe this is a very secure site anyways, and if you decide that you want that, what's going to happen is you're basically done setting things up now. They're going to send you a letter in the mail. It's going to take about a week to get that, and then you can start this process again. But again, if I were doing this for myself, I would definitely say no. I may want to do that later. So we're going to assume you're going to say no. That's going to take us to step number 6. Now, this is also very important. What's happened now that we've given our name, our address, our date of birth, and Social Security, this system is going to go out and actually grab 5 credit questions from a credit bureau, use the Experian or Equifax, and those 5 credit questions are going to be related to mortgages, automobile loans or leases, and credit cards. 5 credit questions. And those credit questions are going to go something like this. In fact, let me just read this one word for word for you. It says, your credit file indicates that you may have a mortgage loan that was opened in or around, and picks a date, in this example, December. Who is the credit provider for this account? And what they'll do is they'll list 4 different institutions, and then one of the options will be none of the above. And then the second question has to do about that mortgage. It says, what is the total monthly payment for the above referenced account? And it gives you some ranges for that payment: $200 to $300, $300 to $400, $500 to $600, those options. And then again, none of the above. And so we have 5 credit questions: mortgages, automobile loans or leases, or credit cards. And so what I want you to realize is that it could be that one of the answers here is none of the above. So it's fine if you answer none of the above, if indeed that's the answer. But if you go through all 5 credit questions and they're all none of the above, what that means is those credit questions are not yours. You either have personally locked your credit down, or you're part of some kind of a credit breach and your credit's been locked down for you. And if that's the case, where you answered none of the above to all the questions, you will not proceed beyond this point. What you'll need to do is you'll need to call your local Social Security office and let them know that you tried to set up an ssa.gov account, but you could not because of the credit situation. And what they'll do, they'll give you an alternative method for setting up that ssa.gov account, okay? And just call them and they'll tell you exactly what you need to do. They'll walk you through a different process. So I'm assuming for today's video, you're able to answer at least 1 or 2, maybe 3, or all these questions accurately. And if you've answered them accurately, then what's going to happen is you would push next, and that's going to take you to the place where now you can set up your username and password. The username will be 8 digits, and it's not case sensitive. But the password, again, 8 digits at least, and it is going to be case sensitive. So on the rules for your password, you have to have a letter that would be capital, a letter that would be a small, lowercase. You'll have to have a number, and as well as a symbol. And of course, it's a total of 8, but you've got to have at least all of those components in there for your password. And again, of course, write these down, and then you'll re-enter your password. And then they'll ask you 3 security questions, like what is the model of your first car, or where did you meet your spouse, those kinds of questions. In case you ever need to reset your password, you'll be able to answer those questions. So we've established our username, we've established our password, we've answered the security questions, and of course, then we're going to push next. Now, that's going to take us to, again, a very important screen, and what they're doing now is they're getting your file set up for a passcode. So every time you try to go in and look at your Social Security records or your Medicare records, you're going to go through this process of signing in, and they're going to send you an 8-digit access code. And what we're doing here is we're telling them how you want to receive that 8-digit code. Do you want to receive it either through email or through a text? We highly recommend having them text it to you. I've been with literally hundreds of people who had it emailed to them, and it just so happens when they needed access, their email server was down, they didn't have access to their emails, they forgot a password or something, and so it's very frustrating. So it's easier to say text. Most of us today carry our cell phones, and so tell them to text that to you. So you will push text here, and you'll put your cell number in, and you'd push next. And then what's going to happen is they're going to actually send you that 8-digit code. That 8-digit code is good for 10 minutes. So every time you get access to your records, this process is going to be followed. And again, this code is going to appear, but it's only good for 10 minutes. And so you would actually type that 8-digit code in there, and then that takes you to the final step, which is now the account is set up. All right, and so those are the 10 steps. So again, every time you come in, you're going to have this 8-digit code. You'll enter that in, and now you can get access to your records for Social Security or for your Medicare. Now, for those of you that are going to start Medicare now, now you're ready to enroll into Medicare. You can do this online. And so if you need help either setting up the ssa.gov account or with Medicare, our Medicare guides will actually walk you through this whole process. So if you attempt this and you run into any complications, do not hesitate to let a Medicare school guide walk you through it. We do it every day. It'd be our privilege to help you through this process as well. Thanks for watching.